Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Therapy Tea with Tay and Becs. I'm Tay,
And I'm Bex.
and thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. It means so much to us.
Yes, we're so grateful for you guys. I know we had some positive feedback on our second episode, right? That's really
Yes.
exciting. It feels so good to hear.
Yeah, we love hearing from you guys and hearing suggestions. And even though we don't get that many suggestions, if you do suggest stuff, it would really help us a lot.
Yes, because we were trying to come up with topics every week. So,
Yeah,
and we don't
and
want to keep on talking about the same things over and over again.
yeah, and we
So,
also want to hear from you guys, like what you want to hear, because
mhm.
I know a lot of people that listen to us are not psych majors.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people that follow the Instagram, I know that they are not psych related.
Or they're not even in college in
Yeah,
general. So,
so
yeah,
I
we
think
just
it'd
want
be
to hear
very helpful.
suggestions from like outside, like people that are not in our program.
Yeah,
I think that'll be helpful to give us topics.
yeah.
But we officially made it through our third week of grad school. That's super exciting. A little round of applause for ourselves because we made it. It feels good. I feel pretty good.
Yeah, I feel pretty good also.
We finished. We kind of got into our assignments already in
Yeah,
class. But this week we went over. We actually got to dive into the DSM-5, which is really cool.
yeah. It was our first time looking through it. It's honestly kind of confusing, honestly.
It really is confusing.
Like I thought I was just gonna like go in there and it was gonna tell me like everything, but you have to read like further on. Like it was a lot.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be that much text. I literally thought it was just going to list the symptoms and the criteria, and that's it.
Yeah.
But no, it's actually kind of like it's like 10 pages for like one disorder.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know what the DSM-5 is, it's basically the manual or the Bible for mental disorders.
Yeah, it's the diagnostic manual of mental disorders.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And then this week we also tabbed our DSM-5 so we could see all the different disorders,
Yeah.
and it could be easy to flip to. So
Be
it looks
more
really
organized.
pretty.
Yeah.
I think we should post a copy on our Instagram story so people can see.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But how do you feel about the assignments that we had to do this week and stuff like that?
I honestly don't feel that stressed out right now.
I know,
Like,
but that scares me.
yeah,
Like
it
I
really
feel
scares me.
scared that I'm not stressed. Like I feel like am I not doing something right or
Yeah.
but I know that we are going to get stressed eventually. So
I
maybe I should just take
know.
it in right now.
Yeah, like I feel like this assignment that we literally just finished right before filming,
Literally.
and we had to go in the
Literally.
DSM-5. It was kind of confusing because we didn't really know what our professor was asking, like because we've never
Done
looked
this
in the
before, yeah.
DSM-5 before. You know what I mean? So, but it was a good learning experience, and I think we got it.
Yeah, so we had to do a case study, and it was over bipolar one disorder,
Yeah.
which is cool because I didn't know how many disorders were under bipolar.
Yeah.
I thought it was just being bipolar, and that's it.
Yeah.
But no, it's not. There's bipolar one,
Mm-hmm.
bipolar two. What else is it? Hypo. Oh,
Psychothymia.
yeah, psychothymia. Yeah, yeah. Which is pretty cool to learn all
And
about
then
those.
there's even like unspecified bipolar disorder, you know what I mean?
hmm
Um, but it's pretty interesting.
I think it's cool to dive into a disorder like that because I feel like bipolar, anxiety, and depression are so thrown around in our language today
Yeah.
that people don't take it seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And even our professor says like if you feel like everybody feels depressed.
Yes,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Like it's not you have depression.
N-
Like if you
yes.
there's like certain diagnostic criteria that you have to follow to actually be
Be
clinically diagnosed
as
as a
or
depression.
have major depressive disorder.
Yeah.
It's completely different than
Yeah.
you're depressed because of something that happened in your life.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, you can feel depressed. Like that's a normal feeling.
Exactly.
But if you feel depressed for a prolonged amount of time, then that's where the issue is.
And also, like, if you're depressed for no reason, like nothing significant has happened in your life, and
Yeah.
you still feel depressed,
Yeah.
that's whenever you should go seek help
Yeah.
for sure. Um, I know we wanted to talk about. I mean, since we're about to get into our major assignments, I think self care is very important. I know we tried to
Yeah.
talk about this last semester, but what have you been doing to implement self care in your life? I have not been doing anything. I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
I haven't really done that much either. I feel like I have time, but not time at the same time. You know, like the
Yes.
time I do have, I usually do it toward like I put it towards like doing assignments or
Yes. Or getting ready to do assignments, like the
yeah.
prep,
Mhm.
because we have our assignments do take some prepping.
Yeah.
So, um, but I do want to start practicing self care now, so that way I can get in a routine of it. So whenever we hit those assignments, it could already be part of my routine day to day.
Girl, I'm gonna be practicing some self care today. I'm gonna go fall shopping for the apartment, girl.
That's so exciting. I know I'm
I
gonna do some shopping too.
love shopping.
Retail therapy is I don't care what anyone says. It helps.
Yeah, it
Period.
really does help.
Like I can't wait to go shopping because it's something that you love to indulge in,
Yeah.
and you just get excited to buy new things and to spoil
Yeah.
yourself. Um, but what I've noticed about myself a lot is that what I count as self care can also be seen as self sabotage because it doesn't feel good whenever I implement these things. Like for me, the way I implement self care is being on TikTok and being on social media.
Yeah.
And I feel like I spend so much time on my phone. Like I feel like I don't know. I just know that it's not healthy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I want to stray away from using my phone so much because I feel like I waste a lot of time on it,
Yeah.
and then I try to attend to like so many other things in my life, but I feel like I would have more time if I put my phone aside,
Yeah.
attend to those things first.
And like also sometimes I feel like being on my phone is the only way that I can have that self care. Like I
Yes.
feel like I only have time to be on my phone and that's it.
And it doesn't feel good
No,
sometimes.
yeah.
Like sometimes I'll be in bed and like I notice my back is like actually hurting, and I'm on TikTok and I'm still scrolling on TikTok.
Yeah.
But I'm because I'm laying in the position for so long, looking down at my phone, my neck hurts, my back hurts. Like
Yeah.
I need to stop doing that. I need to like I need to walk around.
I used to really be into reading. Like I got
Hmm.
into reading like in undergrad. Like I think it was like the summer before I graduated. I
Hmm.
really got into reading and then grad school happened and I was like, "Oh, dang." Like I have so much reading for these classes. I don't even feel like reading. Like I don't even enjoy reading anymore because of that.
I
And
know,
it's
because
kind of sad.
we're forced to read now.
Like I used to love going around like Barnes and Noble, like finding a new book, or
Yeah,
going around Target finding a new book or whatever. Like, and now it's just like, ugh.
I've never been a reader.
I used to never be a reader either,
Yeah.
and then I started like, I guess because it was like book talk that really got me into like books and stuff. And
Hmm.
then so I just started reading things that they suggested, and I was like, okay, I really like it.
Right.
And I know it's like controversial, but I like Colleen Hoover.
I know. I've seen some controversy on TikTok
Yeah.
about that. You saw the new movie, right? In Angeles.
Yes. Oh gosh. I went to go see it with my boyfriend. And I think that was, I mean, it's good, but also, no, actually, I think it was a good thing that I took him
Did he like
because,
it though?
yeah, he actually
Okay.
really enjoyed it. So, girls out there, you want to take your significant other, go for it.
I know. I want to see it too. So.
Yeah. But, yeah, like, I think what my boyfriend said the most about it was that he learned a lot about how to treat a woman right.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you've never heard about the book or the movie It Ends With Us, it's like bringing awareness to like domestic violence and stuff like that.
Right.
And so I thought it would be really good to take him. I mean, he's never abused me or anything, but
I
like
know. But
it's
then there's
good to
also
educate
different.
them.
There's different ways to abuse someone
Yeah,
because it's not always physical.
yeah,
But I think it's important because I feel like sometimes guys are so unaware of what can hurt a girl.
yeah.
Like they think like it's only physical, but it's not.
Yeah, I feel like because like guys that get in this mindset of like how they talk to people,
Hmm.
especially when they're like super comfortable with you. Like sometimes like my
Yes.
boyfriend talks to me like I'm one of the
No,
boys,
but literally
and
same
I'm
for
like
real.
I am not a boy. Like I'm
Yes.
your girl.
And
Like
then he'll
treat me like it.
like my boyfriend jokes around. I'm like, that's something you tell your friend. Like that's how you joke around with your friends, not with me. Like
Yeah.
that actually hurts my
Mhm.
feelings.
Yeah.
Like I know
Yeah.
you meant it as a joke, but I'm not taking it as a joke.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I know that I want to. I don't know. I want to start working out or taking walks and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I just need to like be outside. I feel like I'm indoors all day.
Especially for your job or
Yeah,
school.
I'm literally my classes and my work are in the same building.
Hmm.
So it's like I need to get outside.
Yeah, me too, girl. We need to start doing that. And the university is so nice, and it's been feeling really good outside lately. Like this
Yes.
hasn't been feeling as hot, more windy, more
Mhm.
fresh, stuff like that. But something I've really been dealing with is, and I've been seeing it on TikTok a lot, is just feeling like, am I doing the right thing? Like, am I?
Yeah.
I don't know. And that's something that's called, if you guys don't know, imposter syndrome.
Mhm.
Feeling like you are not meant for this.
Yeah.
Like you're kind of faking your way through things. I've been feeling
Yeah.
like that a lot lately. Like especially like seeing other like I know we've been sending each other TikToks about other students in grad school,
Mhm.
but I'm like I compare myself to them. I'm like, but I'm
Yeah.
not doing this yet.
Yeah.
So am I behind?
Mhm.
Like, do you feel like that too?
No, I like feel like that a lot. Like I feel like I compare. Yeah, I'm a comparer like with
Me
everything,
too.
but especially as a student, I feel especially because I have students in my classes that are like 2 year grad students, or you know what I mean. Like they've been in
Yes.
the realm for like a few semesters, so
Hmm.
they know. But I just feel like I I can't do it. Like I feel like I'm never
Me
gonna
too.
live up to how they do things, and because like I feel like they're so carefree. Like they
Yes.
literally like nothing affects them, and I'm just like, ugh.
I know. I
Like
have
I
that
wish I could
problem
be like
too. I
that.
compare myself to people all the time.
Yeah.
And I always worry about, like, am I smart enough for this?
Yeah.
And I just think that I'm scared that that's going to happen to me as a therapist as well. And like
Yeah.
I've always known that I've had compassion and empathy for people. Like I've always felt people's problems.
Mhm.
And that's why I went into this field in the first place. But based off some of the things our professors say, I'm like, wait, like maybe I'm not going to be a good therapist. Because
Mhm.
sometimes they say like, oh, it's not all about like if you care about people, or and they're like you have to know these theories and stuff like that. And I do understand that, but I'm like, what if I'm there with a client and I don't implement them? Like, is that going to make me a bad therapist? You know?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I'm worried about that too.
I
And I
just
feel like a lot of therapists deal with that though.
Yeah, I just feel like whenever I start like my first internship
Hmm.
and I'm gonna talk to my first client, like I'm just gonna be like
Go
so
blink.
lost. Like
Yes.
I don't know, like I feel like I'm not gonna like I know how to talk to people, I know how to give people advice,
Hmm.
like I know how to be empathetic for people, but like when it's somebody I don't know, like it's
Yes.
like
And then you never know
how do
what
I know?
what
Like
they're gonna tell you about. Like,
yeah.
because what if it's a problem that you're like, wait, like I really can't personally relate to this, so how am I gonna help you,
Yeah,
or how am
like
I
it's
gonna
gonna hit me like a
understand?
train. Like, what if they come in and it's like something so far off of what I thought my
Yes.
first client was gonna be, and I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
whoa, like, hold on, wait a minute.
I know, I know. So and that's like what I'm the most nervous for is getting into our practicum and then seeing our first client. And just even seeing our first client as a therapist, because I can't even imagine sitting down with someone and talking to them right now. Like I can't imagine seeing my first
Yeah, I
client at
can't.
all. Like
And that sounds kind of bad,
I
but
know, but that's just how I
it's
feel.
just, yeah,
Because I feel like there's so much to learn. And like right now we're learning, but we're not practicing. So like it's hard.
yeah,
So hopefully by the time our practicum comes, we feel more experienced, and our practicum can help us prepare for that.
yeah. I sent Rebecca a TikTok
Hmm.
like a few days ago, and it was this girl who I don't know if it was like her first practicum or what, but like she was literally so nervous too. Like she was like practicing on her boyfriend and everything.
Hmm.
And then like she literally made like a cheat sheet to for like your intake session with a client, and it was so helpful. I was like, "Oh my gosh, we need this like right now for our sessions."
Yeah, and it was super easy to read and understand,
Yeah.
and even to make like trick it on our own. It was super easy to type out.
Yeah.
So I think we should do something like that
I've
once we start
literally
our
been seeing
practicum.
so many like aspiring LPCs on my For You
Me
page because of
too.
like all of, like the TikToks we've sent each other. Like it's
Yes,
crazy.
and that's why. But that's also
I
like
love the
where
TikTok algorithm
I know,
sometimes.
right? It helps you. But sometimes I feel like I compare myself to them. I'm like,
Yes.
and like
Yeah.
they say, like I'm first semester grad student. I'm like, wait, but I wasn't even thinking like this in my first semester. So I don't know. But I know it's bad to compare yourself to people.
Mhm.
So, but I definitely want to start going to therapy though.
Yeah.
And I have this problem where in the moment, I'm feeling super bad, like super anxious, or I'm dealing with imposter syndrome, and then something distracts me, and then I completely forget how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So I need to start journaling down my feelings because I went to like two therapy sessions, and it was easy for me to talk about it because I was dealing with my anxiety during that time, and I was actively feeling it when I was
Mhm.
sitting in her chair.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid, like, when I go, I'm going to sit there and forget about how I felt. So I need to start journaling down my feelings in that moment when I'm actually feeling anxious, overwhelmed,
Yeah.
or feeling like I'm not good enough, or I can't make it through, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then just presenting it to my therapist because that's definitely a form of self care, and we know that.
Yeah. I feel like not a lot of people know that, like, for us to be therapists, like, we have to go to therapy too.
Yes.
Like, if we can't, help our own problems and, like, take initiative for our own problems, like, how are we supposed to help
Help.
other people?
Yes, exactly. And
And
then,
it's like not that we're like gonna be the cure for their mental illness
yes.
or whatever, but
Hmm.
like just to help them cope with it because a lot of people just want to go in there to talk to you.
Exactly. And not everyone's looking for a diagnosis,
Yeah.
too. There's many different theories that you can choose from that they won't diagnose you,
Yeah.
because I feel like the DSM-5 is very medical.
Yes.
Like it
Very.
feels like you're getting diagnosed with like cancer or something medical
Mhm.
related. That's why I feel like psychiatrists refer to it a lot, because psychiatrists, if you guys don't know, are the ones that prescribe actual medicine,
Yeah.
like Xanax, Prozac, stuff like that,
Mhm.
depending on what they diagnose you with, what mental disorder out of the DSM-5.
Yeah.
But us as LPCs and psychologists, we really are there to present coping behaviors for you
Yeah.
and just to help you talk it through and know how to help yourself.
Yeah.
with or without medicine, depending on what theory we decide to follow.
Yeah.
Because if you're not looking for a diagnosis and you just want to sit there to talk and learn how to manage your life better, then we could do that. Well, we're not going to push medicine on you if you don't
Yeah.
want that. So,
I also feel like especially those that come from like religion backgrounds and
yes.
like they don't believe in medicine curing
Mm-hmm.
their mental illness, which
Yes.
it's a hot take, but I feel like there's no cure to it.
Yeah, no,
There's
it,
no cure to
yes,
like
it can just help you
anything.
manage it.
Yeah. And so I feel like there needs to be therapists out there that actually like just listen and just care about the person that comes in the
Yes.
room.
I feel like if your psychiatrist or psychologist or LPC, what your therapist or whatever, is just prescribing you medicine, they're slapping a band-aid on it, on your problems. Because if you
Yeah.
don't sit there and face it and deal with it, with the help of medicine, it can work amazingly.
Yeah.
But if you're just using medicine to help, to solve those problems, then yeah, it's a band-aid solution.
Mhm.
It's not permanent.
Yeah.
Um, I saw this TikTok reference and I wanted to bring it up because I felt like in the moment I was feeling like super down and questioning myself and I was facing imposter syndrome. And basically, the quote goes like this: the system believes they have to break you in order for you to do this job properly. And I feel like that with one of our professors. And I don't know if you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. But I do feel like that. Like I feel like they're trying to make us feel bad. And like they want us
Mhm.
to fail on purpose
Yeah.
in order for us to be good. And
Yeah.
it sucks because I just want to go through this as a breeze because this is something I'm passionate about.
I feel like because we're literally studying to be mental health professionals, a lot of our professors they don't take our mental health into action and they
Yes,
just
which is so
think
contradicting, and it's kind
yes.
of ironic. Like our mental health is slowly declining as we're
Mm.
as we're studying to help other people's mental health.
Yeah.
Like
And it's like you're not helping us like we're already thinking that we can't do it and you're not even helping. Like just
we just need encouragement. I think we need a lot more positivity in our field, in our
yeah.
department. Like with our professors, they need
Yeah.
to encourage us more. And I honestly, I have not heard why being a therapist is so important once in the time I've been in grad school.
Mhm.
Only from the outside sources that I've looked into, but not our professor has never said you should be a therapist because these people need help.
XYZ,
Yes,
whatever.
exactly. They're just telling us how we should be a therapist, and I feel like it's very like I don't know
And I mean,
technical.
I get it that we really have to work hard for our degree. Like,
Yes,
we
of
don't want our
course.
degree handed to us and our license handed to us.
Yes.
But, like, there's a point in time where, like, you don't have to literally put us down in order for us
Yes.
to succeed. You know what I mean?
Yes. And the girl that I'm referencing on TikTok, I forgot I put her at on there. But she was studying to become a doctor, and I
Yeah.
feel like it feels the same. Like I feel like it's because we're both going into wanting to help people, and it does take a lot. So,
Yeah.
guys, if you guys see that your therapist, thank them because they went through a lot to be there to
Mm-hmm.
help you.
That's true.
I feel like a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
um, and then also it's I don't know. I just know that I need to implement self care for sure because I go through some hard times. Like I question myself all the time. It's only really when I'm alone
Yeah,
too.
that's me too.
Yeah, like when I'm around other people or I'm doing something else, I get distracted and I forget all my feelings.
Yeah, that's true.
And especially when I talk to other people about our field, I feel like I completely forget all the hardships I went through because
Mm-hmm.
I feel so excited to share with them that I'm going to become a therapist and I like to see their reactions and stuff like that.
I feel like this profession, it's so rewarding at the end, but we literally have to go through hell to be able to become a therapist.
Exactly, exactly. Um, I don't know what theory would you want to choose. Like, what theory are you thinking to choose, um, in your own practice, or once you become an LPC?
Okay, I really, I feel like they're so different, but I really like CBT,
Yeah,
cognitive behavioral therapy, and existential.
me too.
I
Um,
love
I
existential.
love existential too, and that's kind of what I wanted to dive into just a little bit because we did this to ourselves, and that was part of
Yeah,
existential theory.
yeah. Like the main point of existential theory is that like you have the choice to do any actions in your life
Yes. exactly.
And you're the result of your own actions, pretty much.
Because in life, we all have the freedom to choose.
Yeah.
No matter where life takes us, we chose that path.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it seems like you didn't, any decision you decided to make during the time, it led you to where you are now.
Yeah.
And I need to learn how to be grateful for the choices I made and not regret them. Because if I regret the choices I make, I'm going to be miserable in
Yeah.
the life I'm currently living. So I try to remind myself that I'm grateful to be in school. Like I try to change my perspective on things, basically. Like I'm so blessed to be able to even have the skills to go this far in grad school or even to graduate with my bachelor's. Like
Yeah.
we need to give ourselves credit.
Yeah,
We made
like
it this
I'm
far.
also like very thankful that I'm able to even have an education and to be able to just like go to school every day, open up my
Yes,
laptop every day, see my classes there. Like there's so many people that obviously can't because of like financial reasons and stuff like that. Like I'm just so
exactly.
thankful that I'm able to like use my choices to better myself and to better my future. And
Yes,
I don't know, I'm just really excited for the future and I'm excited to whenever I officially become a therapist. I mean, it's a really long process. Like, for people that are not going into therapy, it's a long
it
process
is a
to be
long
able to become a
process
therapist.
because you have to get your bachelor's
Yeah.
and then get your master's, and you have to make sure you go through like a clinical degree program because in order to take the NCE, which is our licensure, you have to meet all the requirements before. So you actually have to apply to take that exam, and you have to get approved, and then take it. And then once you do pass it, you have to be under an LPCS, so a
Hmm.
supervisor for like 3,000 hours.
And while you're doing that, you're an
A,
LPCA.
yes. And then sometimes your supervisors will actually charge you in order to supervise your hours. So you're like losing out on money still, even though you're not in school anymore, but you're
Hmm.
still learning. And then after those 3,000 hours, you can actually be an LPC, which is a therapist, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I know I'll be worth it. I just keep on reminding myself like I'm doing this for a reason. Like I want to help people. I feel like that was my calling.
Yeah.
I feel like God put that thought in my heart for a reason because He knew that I can help people.
Yeah. I do too.
Um, I definitely think that I've been going to church every Sunday. I know you said you wanted to be start going to church, right?
Yeah.
I count that as self care though.
Hmm.
I think so. I think it helps me a lot. It brings me peace for sure. I know you've been doing your own like private
Yeah.
sessions with your Bible and stuff like
Hmm.
that. I feel like that's a good way. I feel like now that I'm thinking about it, we should make that part of our self care. Like every
Yeah.
Sunday, like we should open up our Bibles. I know we wanted to do that over the summer, but we didn't.
Yeah, it got a little too hectic over the summer to do that. But now that I'm thinking, I'm like, we weren't even
I
that
know,
busy.
but during the classes, we kind of were
Yeah,
because we
that's
have like
true.
weekly assignments. But yeah, I think like it's hard. I know it sounds so bad, but to be reminded of your faith whenever you're studying this field as well,
Yes.
because you'll learn about theories that go against your faith. I feel,
Yeah, that's
but
very
I
true.
know it's so hard. I feel like sometimes some people see it as contradicting, like being a Christian and then also being a therapist or studying
Mhm.
psychology,
Yeah.
because a lot of people, like a lot of the theorists, you could tell that they weren't faithful people.
Yeah.
So it's like ugh, so hard.
Yeah.
Especially if we want to do like faith based therapy.
Like, and I think we talked about it in like a recent episode, but
Yes.
about like how, you know, I feel like a lot of people that are a part of a religion or that are really involved in church are like, well, why are you going through this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have God. Why do you need to go through this?
I know.
And it's like we
It's
are
life.
human.
Yes, we're
Like,
human. We're gonna go through a bunch of things in our lives.
yeah.
And I feel like especially being in our 20s, I feel like this is such a hard time. Like I don't know how people enjoy their 20s to be honest with you, because it's like a weird transition. You're going out of your teens,
I
but
feel like
you're
people that don't go to grad school are enjoying it right now.
I know. Well, and it's also weird because then you see some people getting married, you see some people getting degrees, you see some people having kids,
Yes.
like, and then some people are not doing anything. Some people are partying, living their lives. Like, there's so many things that you could be doing in your 20s. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, and I honestly like I don't know, I feel like pressured to like start my life already.
Yes, because then you see people around you starting their lives,
Yeah.
and you're like, wait, but I can't because I have this priority, which is grad school.
Yeah. And it's like my boyfriend's still in school, so we're not
Yeah.
gonna get married while we're in school. Like he's waiting until he graduates. But when he graduates, I'm still gonna be in school, so it's gonna be like a really
It's a hard
ooh.
time. I feel like being in your 20s is so overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like I can't wait till I get to my 30s.
It's funny that you say that because I feel like a lot of people are like, I don't want to be 30.
I know, but I feel like I can't wait till I'm 30 because I'm actually going to be like in my career. I'm going to be established. I'm going to be settled. Right
Yeah.
now, we're not settled. I feel like we could go so many different routes. We have so many things to do, and it's overwhelming. And then
Yeah.
because you're also trying to balance like school, and then sometimes you have to. I feel like I have to switch. Like I have to switch between being a professional and then acting my age, and that sucks. Do you
Yes.
know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Like,
Especially because my roommate, one of my roommates doesn't go to school at all. Like she
yeah,
just works and, pays her rent, She just lives here. But like she doesn't have to worry about school. I mean, she has like a full-time job,
yeah,
but like whenever she gets home from work, she doesn't have to worry about assignments. She doesn't have to worry
exactly.
about any of it. So it's like, dang, like I want to be like her sometimes.
That's
Like,
how I feel too. And even with my, cause like my hometown friends, they all have kids.
mhm.
And but even at that, like sometimes I'm like why didn't I just get a full time job when I graduated high school and had a kid? Because it seems so much easier to do that than it does to do this right now.
Yeah.
Because they get to clock out, their kids go to sleep, people can watch their kids, but I still have school to do all the time. No matter if I'm off of work or if it's the weekend, it doesn't matter. There's always something to do with school.
And I feel like also a lot of people don't realize how hard grad school is. And I know there's like a lot of people that do grad school while they have a full time job, and but it's so hard. Like, especially our program, I feel like you can't have a full time job while doing it
You
because of
can't.
just like the way the classes are. Like, you
Yeah, our
can't.
classes are in person. And some of the classes, like for example, the way our schedule looks like is Mondays and Wednesdays we have class from 11 to 11:50,
Hmm.
and then for me, I go to work after that. I think you do too,
Yeah.
right? And then we have class on Mondays from 5 to 7:50, right?
Hmm.
And then on Wednesdays from 6 to 8:50.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
And then we also work in between that too,
Yes,
so it's crazy.
it is overwhelming. And then times we're not working, like I said, we're doing school
Hmm.
always, all the time.
Yeah.
So it's just hard to manage everything. And then, like I said, also like having to go from work and school and acting professional and acting like a full adult to being with your friends and trying to switch roles super fast, or being with your boyfriend and trying to, make sure that you act like, a proper girlfriend, like cook
Yeah.
and clean and
Or you don't put your school stress on them because then it's just
yes,
gonna like
ruin the
ruin the
relationship.
relationship and cause fights and yeah.
And like you're trying to act like everything's okay when it's not.
Mhm.
And it's so hard. And I feel so bad sometimes where like I notice myself like getting like annoyed really fast or just
Mhm.
aggravated really
Yeah.
fast, even with my parents. And I don't want to be like that, but it's
Mhm.
so hard because I'm like in the back of my head, I'm thinking about all the stuff I have to do. And it's just like, I'm sorry, mom and dad. Like, I love you guys so much, but like,
I got stuff to do.
I get overwhelmed so fast. And then like I'm over here trying to text my friends, trying to do schoolwork, trying to talk, trying to attend to all these roles in my life. That yeah, I definitely need to. And I
Yeah.
hear some people like trying to like say like, oh well, you just need to cut out a role, but I don't want to cut out a role. Every role in my life is important.
Mhm. I
So
mean, every role that we have in our lives is just like a huge part of who we are
yes,
as a
exactly.
person.
And I don't want to lose that.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people, like our professors mainly, they're trying to push that. They're trying to like I feel like they're trying to make us lose ourselves, and I don't want that.
Yeah, like I think it's very important to like take breaks and, do things that we like. But like our professors, like I feel like we don't have time to do any of that. And
Yes.
one of my professors, she's literally planning a trip like in the middle of October because she needs a break. And I was like thinking in the back of my head, I was like, why don't we get a break? Why do we need to suffer through this
Exactly.
semester? Because it's like 3.5 months of just like back to back to back to back work. And it's like, why we need a break too. Like the more time we have like to do stuff, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like the less we're gonna be able to just like do whatever, you know
I
what I mean?
know.
Like the more assignments you just pile on and pile on and pile on, the more we're
And
gonna burn out, you know what I mean?
yes, and like literally in the month of November, like me and Taylor were looking at our planners, like we have three big papers back to back, like literally week, and then the next week another major paper, and then the next week a presentation.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot. And then that's just for one class. we still
Hmm.
have the work for the other classes to attain to during that week too. So it's gonna be
And
really
as we
hectic.
said, we did choose this for ourselves.
We did, and I
But
know it will be worth it, but sometimes it feels like they're intentionally trying to make us fail.
yeah,
And they want, like I said, they want to break us in order for us, because they think that they have to break us in order for us to learn to be a good therapist. And that sucks. I don't want to feel like that. I just want to have positive vibes when I go into class. And I feel like Dr. DePlu does a good job of that too.
yeah,
But I just don't like how she saves all her major things for the end of the semester, which is whenever we have to do other things for other classes during that time too.
yeah,
So that sucks. Um, but it is Suicide Prevention Month, like we brought up last episode.
yeah,
So we wrote down a little bit of resources because we brought it up briefly.
yeah. We'll also put them in the description.
Yeah. But like I said, if you guys are struggling or if you know someone that's struggling, feel free to reach out. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. We will list all those: the Crisis Text Line, the Trevor Project, and the National Alliance on Mental Health Helpline as well. We'll list all those information in the description of our YouTube channel,
We'll do both YouTube and Spotify. They'll be in the description.
and then
So
we can post them on Instagram story
yeah,
too. But the best way to reach us is to follow our Instagram, I think.
yeah. We've been posting. Well, yeah, I've been posting for the Instagram, like stories, like oh, like suggestions and stuff, and we don't get anything, which kind of sucks. And we want to get suggestions.
Yes, and we do plan to have guest speakers on soon. We need to get another mic, so that's why you
Yeah.
guys have not heard any guest speakers on
Mm-hmm.
lately. I do want to bring in someone like either like an upperclassman grad student in our field or an actual LPC, someone like that. One of our professors, I think that would be really cool to have as well.
Yeah. Grad school's hard, y'all.
No, it is hard, but I think what I like about grad school compared to undergrad is that it's focused on exactly what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have to worry about taking English 1301, 1302,
Yeah, like
like subjects that
just
you don't really
random
care
classes
about.
we don't need.
Exactly. Like it'll be something that you're passionate about. And then also to remember that not every grad school program is going to be like ours, because ours is a little bit longer because we are going to get licensed. Like ours is 60 credits, but some of them are 30. So if you guys are like, even though you're not going into our program, if you have any questions regarding the process of getting into grad school, anything like that, just feel free to reach out to us, and
Yeah.
we can tell you our experience. I know it's going to be a little bit different, but the application process should be along the same lines, I think.
Yeah, around the same.
Um, so yeah, please take like please leave suggestions in our Instagram
Yeah, because
like
I mean,
stories.
as we said earlier on in the episode, we want to hear from y'all. We don't want to just talk about what we want to talk about. We want to talk about what y'all want to talk about because I feel like what y'all want to talk about is more interesting than what we want to talk about.
I know, because I'm gonna talk about myself. Like I can't. Like of
Yeah, I
course
don't
I'm
want to
gonna
talk
talk
about myself all the time.
about. Like it's because I'm gonna talk about all the things that are going on in my life because they're happening to me. So I have a lot to talk about when it comes to that.
Or even like questions. Like we want to start implementing questions at the end of the podcast. But if nobody asks us questions, then
We can't make them up. Like we
yeah,
can't tell ChatGPT to make them for us. Like, come on, guys, we're trying to be authentic here. Um, but yeah, basically this episode's really just about finding balance between all the roles in our life. Having to face imposter syndrome, choosing your path. Because, we chose the path for ourselves.
yeah.
But I'm trying to learn how to be grateful for it because I know that it's all gonna be good in the
I
end.
mean, the therapists are so needed, and I actually had a talk with a professor. I think it was last week or the week before, and she was basically telling me that mental health therapists are not needed. And I got kind of
So
triggered.
mad, of
I got kind of
course.
triggered. I was like, "What do you mean they're not needed?"
Like
I was
she's literally
like,
telling that to your face, knowing that that's what you want to do.
"Yeah." I was like, "What do you mean they're not needed?" I was like, like the suicide rate in adolescents is so high right now.
Yeah, I think it's like I think it's like maybe the second leading cause of death, or one of those, like one of the top
Mhm.
five for sure. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, and I'm like, social media, cyberbullying, school, parents, expectations, like there's so many factors that are happening in kids right now that are like just triggering this like their mental illness, you know
Yes,
what I mean? And it's like we need therapists and it's like it's not like just one therapist is going to meet everybody's needs, you know what I mean? Like you
exactly.
need to have a therapist for like every single need for
Yes,
somebody.
A lot of people think that. Like, a lot of people go to therapy and then they end up not liking their therapist after the first session and they stop.
Yes. I'm like, you can't just, it's not like a one try and that's
Yes, I
it.
know, but it's because I feel like people don't know that every single therapist is different.
Yeah,
Like, they
you
are
really,
different.
like, my suggestion is if you're really looking into going into therapy, to like just research every single type of theory
Yes,
and
or
research just like
what you would
yeah and what
prefer.
you want and I'm pretty sure there's like ways to do that. I don't
Yes.
know any
And if you
specific
guys are like
websites.
looking for a therapist and you see one of their theories that they follow and you have a question about it, ask us. Like, we can help you.
Yeah.
We've gone over pretty much, I think, majority of the theories that therapists follow. I think so our classes have taught us that. So if you're looking for a therapist and let's say they're CBT focused and you don't know what that means, ask us and we can tell you guys.
Yeah,
We won't suggest you to go to them or anything like that, but we'll just tell
we'll
you what
just
that
inform
means.
y'all
Yeah.
about educate y'all.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. And if you guys are TAMUK students and you haven't gone to therapy, we offer free therapy with actual licensed therapists. I believe there's 6 or 7 licensed therapists, both males and females, at the Student Health and Wellness. No insurance required as long as your student is completely free. Definitely take advantage of those resources for sure.
Yeah,
And in the student health and wellness, even if you don't feel like talking to a therapist, but you need a distress, they have full body massage chairs, they have a room of therapy, stuff like that.
they also have like online resources too.
Yes, they have like a text line, I believe. And
Also if you're a TAMUK student, there's the TELUS app.
yes, I have that. It's really good, especially like for me. Like I said, I only remember the things I'm going through when I'm actually going through it, and when I get distracted, I forget it. It's easy just to pull out your phone and text an LPC on there,
Yeah.
just letting them know how you feel, and they can help you with coping strategies and stuff like that. Especially now that we're actually getting into the semester. I feel like a lot of freshmen, because it's the big transition from high school to college, need to be reminded of that. There's also a big transition from undergrad to grad. That's exactly what I mean by being in your 20s. There's a lot of major transitions that you have to deal with.
Yes.
So if you need help, reach out for sure.
If you guys see us on campus, we have our picture there, so you know what we look like. Um, just come up, say hi if you want to hang out. You know what I mean? If you guys go to Tamuk and y'all want to hang out and chat,
I
I'm
know.
free. I'm free to do that. That'd
I
be really
know. That'd
cool.
be so fun. I think that'd be nice. We also had our first psych meeting this semester. It was so
It was
fun.
really fun. We had so many members come out. I'm really excited for the semester. I feel like we really have it planned out.
Oh,
And
and we found our topics for SWAPA
oh
and for the
yes,
gender one, right? What is that called?
gender,
What gender and
gender
women's
and women's
difference
stuff.
differences, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, gender. Well, the symposium is like gender and women's studies, like the
Yeah.
program.
So we found
Um,
our topics for that, and we're really excited. We just need to talk to our professors to make sure that they're good
yeah,
and to get approved.
we're really going into like ADHD.
Yes, because I feel like that'd be good. I feel like there's a lot of research on that too.
Yeah.
Since we're not collecting our own data. We have to do a literature review.
Hmm.
I feel like it'd be easy to find articles of that.
And I'm really excited for SWAPA. It's gonna be my first time outside of Texas.
I'm so excited for you,
We're
and
gonna
we're
go to
not.
Little Rock.
I know. We're not gonna fly though. We're gonna drive. I
Yeah,
don't know whose car we're gonna take, but Taylor's
probably be mine. No.
probably. But we're
Somebody's
super
paying for
excited for
my
that.
gas though.
So we'll be working on that for sure because we have to submit them by November, I
Well,
believe.
we have to submit the abstract by November,
Okay. So
and
yeah, we'll be
then
working
we'll
on
be
that.
working on that probably during Christmas break or
Yeah, I think
something.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Just to do that. That's super exciting. I'm super excited to do that. I
It's gonna
never
be our
let.
first
I
symposium.
know.
It's
I
gonna be our
never.
first like poster presentation.
It's gonna be such a great learning experience for us. I never liked research before, but I feel like it's starting to grow on me a little bit. A little bit.
It's pretty interesting. I mean, I've been working in a research lab for almost a year. November would be a year. And it's very interesting. The way the research process goes, like, especially when you're collecting your own data, it's just very interesting. Like, the process of just, and going over the data, doing the qualitative analysis. Like, it is so interesting.
And I know this is like a little bit taboo to talk about, but um, I want to say that AI has helped us so much, like I guess like organize our thoughts when it comes to preparing a research project. Like if you're just unsure of what you want to do, but you know the topic you want to do, but you don't know how to form like a research question, it can help you, and then you can take that to your professor, see if it's okay, and then work on it like that.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't advise it to use it to, like, write your whole
oh no,
paper,
but for ideas, it
but for
definitely helps for
ideas,
sure.
or even, like, I also use it to make like study guides. Like I put in information and I tell ChatGPT, I'm like, hey, make
Make me a
this a
study
study
guide.
guide.
Yeah.
And it really helps,
It
y'all.
just really helps to organize your thoughts. Because for
Even for
me,
the podcast, y'all, we use it.
yes, we use it to like formulate our agenda,
Mm,
to help us with ideas. Since you guys did not give us any ideas
yeah.
to talk about,
Um.
but we knew we wanted to talk about. We just didn't know how to say it or bring it up.
Mhm.
So definitely the AI helps a lot, and I know that it's going to be implemented more in everyday life
I
from here
know,
on
like
out.
our professors, like shy away from that. Like they
Because they
don't
don't know a
care
lot
for
about
it,
it though.
and also they're just not our generation, so they just don't know.
Yes,
But I think it's very helpful. Just like, I mean, I don't know who is gathering my thoughts for me or what, but
I know, but I use
praise
AI for
them.
like everything, not even just for school. Like I use it, like for example, I just used AI the other day because I liked a song and I wanted to hear more songs like it. So I just put,
Oh wow, that's
yeah,
pretty
tell me
cool.
more songs like this because I like the vibe of the song. So I would use it for
Yeah.
that. It's just I think it gives you better answers than Google because Google is such a wide search
I feel
and
like
ChatGPT
so
is more
many
specified.
apps are using AI now. Like
Yes.
Spotify, like if you go through like the DJ
Yeah.
setting, it's AI. Like they
Snapchat,
Snapchat,
Facebook,
mhm.
Instagram, every literally
Everything,
everything.
all the social medias,
So if you're
girl.
not familiar with it, I would definitely start familiarizing yourself with
We
it.
we had a professor our last year of last semester of undergrad, and he was literally telling us, get yourself familiarized with ChatGPT, and we're like, what
What
is
do you mean? Yeah,
ChatGPT?
we didn't
Like
know
we
at
didn't
all.
know
It literally
anything.
hasn't even been a year since we've been introduced yet. Because it was
Yeah,
like sometime in November, December, I would say somewhere around
yeah.
there. So shout out to Colin Work. That's a professor.
Imagine he's watching.
I know. He's my favorite. I love him with his oolong tea.
But yeah, like he introduced it and he was like, you guys need to learn this, like this is gonna be the future, and we're like, nah, whatever.
We're like, what's
And
that?
literally like now we use it for like a lot of things, like school, outside of school, work, you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
literally everything. Um
But yeah, for sure.
Pretty
But
cool.
don't use it in the wrong ways
Yeah,
though,
don't use it in the wrong,
because
don't
you're just
abuse
gonna end
it.
up hurting yourself in the long
I'm
run.
like, you need to, I mean, especially when you're going through this profession, I'm like, you need to learn. You need
Yeah.
to learn everything. And, you know,
Yes.
you're at the end of the day, it's up to you to study and to take that NCE and to pass it or not.
Yep. Amen. Oh, and then also our comp exam too,
Yeah.
because we're gonna start studying for that. But we can definitely use AI to help us, like with a study guide or something like that.
Hmm.
So don't be afraid of it. Familiarize yourself with it, and then if you're not comfortable with it and
Don't
you're
use
not
it.
sure, yeah, don't use it. Don't use it if you're not comfortable with it, or
Yeah,
you think that
like,
you're gonna cheat yourself.
hmm
Um, is there anything else you want to add to this episode?
no, I just want to thank everybody again that's been watching and supporting us. I say this every episode, but
But we're so grateful because
it's pretty amazing to, you know, see our followers go up or see the plays go up. I always check it. I'm like, oh my gosh, we got like so many plays today. You know what I mean?
I know it's because we're really not in it. We're not doing this to get paid.
Yeah, we just want
We're
to help people. That's what
we're
we
just
want to
here
do.
to vent and for other people because we, as undergrads going into grads, we had no resources. We had no one to help us.
Yeah, and I mean, before this, me and Rebecca were just venting to each other, and it was like, why can't we just have everybody listen to
I
us
know.
vent?
Why can't I just record this
Eh,
and post it? Like literally, because we were having good conversations. I think.
yeah.
And so I just wanted to help you guys because no one was there to help us. We had to figure it out on our own, and we're still learning. I
Yeah.
feel like we're never gonna stop learning. So as we learn, we're gonna help you guys learn too. We're gonna share our knowledge with you.
Yep.
But yeah, like Taylor said, thank you guys so much. We're so grateful. Any like even if it's just five people listening, like we love y'all.
We love those 5 people that
I
listen.
know. Taylor's parents.
No, my dad didn't even listen to the last episode. He listened to the first episode and he really liked it, but the audio was kind of
I
bad, so he was
know.
like,
Yeah, from
fix
here
it.
on out, we're telling people just don't listen to the first
I was like,
episode.
just don't listen to the first one. Just start the second one.
I
You're not
know.
gonna miss that much.
But thank you guys so much, and please leave us suggestions for the next episode so we have more things to talk about. And you guys, we can talk about things that you want to hear from us or that you have questions about. So yeah, thank you for tuning in.
Bye. See you guys in the next one.
Bye.